I want to welcome you all to June 25th, our second statewide call. It is very exciting. We are employing a little extra technology. As you know, I have a very large team here in the state of Mass. I'm so honored that they all are joining us at this call, but we also have interpreters on the call. So before the 9:15 start, we will be onboarding them to make sure they're ready to rock and roll. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce our regional director, Jim Tanner. He is so generous with his time. He has seen and experienced a world of success in his own business and is just so kind to share it with us all. I cannot thank you enough for all that you've been sharing with me and my team. And without further ado, Millionaire Club member, $200,000 ring earner, and just a really great guy. Jim, please take it away.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for spending a little bit of your Thursday with us. Many of you, while I'm here live, are on live, and I can see all of you. And I want to acknowledge that we are recording this. So a lot of you are joining us by replay, and maybe you weren't even Legal Shield associates while we were having this conversation. So welcome to Legal Shield, to all of the folks enjoying the replay. This is an opportunity for us to come together weekly, briefly, to talk about our Legal Shield business here in the state of Massachusetts and really across the United States and Canada, and how that relates to us that live here in the Baystate. As Joe mentioned, I am officially in charge and the leader of the state of Massachusetts now. I'm going to start getting reports, I'm going to start getting reports, so I'll be able to take a look at what's going on at the state level, and we'll be able to acknowledge and celebrate the individual success of the folks that are leading the expansion here in the state and from the state across North America. Before I go any further, though, let me brag on Jo, our secret weapon here in Massachusetts. Not only does she make sure that all of us have an opportunity to engage in this, whether you speak Spanish as a primary language, you are using American Sign Language to communicate with us, or for any reason at all, you just need somebody that you can call, text, or reach out to. I know Joe's that person for so many of you, and has been for a while. And it means a lot to me that she would want to do this with me. But I want to be more transparent and say, if she wasn't here, I probably would have found a way to suggest somebody else take on this leadership role, because I knew that I was going to have a partner in this. And I want you all to know that we are doing this in a partnership to lead the state, to help to expand the vision of each individual Legal Shield associate. Some of you have been with us for decades. Some of you have been with us for minutes. And so we have to find ways to serve all of your needs, whether you're brand new and you need to know where to click to log into your LS Engage back office, or you've been with us for a long time and you want to figure out how to expand your business faster and into more states and provinces. And we're going to do that to support you. I've built $1 million Legal Shield business from Massachusetts. That means it can be done. Now, I don't mind being first, ladies and gentlemen, but please don't let me be last, okay? Let's all agree that I'm just starting something that's going to continue, and we're going to continue to celebrate the names of the men and women that are plugged in here in the state. As you reach the newest levels in the compensation plan, from senior associate to manager, senior manager, director, senior director, executive director, and beyond, as you earn the financial rewards of becoming a $50,000 ring earner, $100,000 ring earner, and continuing on. The reason I can nobly focus on your income is because in Legal Shield, there is no way to earn income without helping someone. So we can celebrate money, even if you've never done that in a business before. We can celebrate each other for earning great incomes, because for every dollar earned, someone was served. And as long as you operate your Legal Shield business from a service mindset, your business will grow. And I've learned that because I started out not building my business as a servant. And I will happily, in longer formats like Super Saturdays, go into all of the things I did wrong before I learned how to do them right. All I'm offering you is an opportunity to skip all of that and just learn from the example of the people who've come before you and want you to succeed. Now, Joe and I have a little bit of an agenda, and I'm a talker, so I've got it here. I'm going to make sure I stay on it. But the first thing I want to say is it's June 25th. We are 2/3 of the way through the halfway point of the year. Now, I know a whole bunch of people are thinking, this is a year I'm glad to put half of it behind me. But I hope by the end of our conversation tonight, you're not thinking that anymore. I want you to celebrate the 6 months that we've had so far. It hasn't all been bright and shining. There's been more questions than answers for a lot of it. There's been a lot of uncertainty and honestly fear. But you have a legal shield business. And whether you just started that business and now it's opened a door for you to work from home, earn an uncapped income, build a passive income that allows you to build generational wealth for your family. Maybe you're brand new and that's your new experience, or you've been with us forever. And you got to live through this time not worrying and wondering. I want you to tell that story. If you've been with us through this time and you earned your income like I did from a legal shield business, where you didn't have to decide whether or not you were going to risk going out when you weren't sure if that was safe or not. You weren't sure if it was safe to go out or what you might bring to your home by going out. We didn't have to make those decisions. In what was something many of us could have never imagined for us to have to go through together, not everybody suffered, is the point. People with a legal shield business didn't suffer. People with a legal shield business not only didn't suffer, but they also served while they didn't suffer. They were freed up to focus on other people's needs and to help them. They were freed up to work with their church and other community groups that were important to them. They were freed up to speak up and be in the streets if that was important to them. People with a legal shield business have been doing very important things in the first half of this year. And if you're brand new, the work isn't done. We're going to need you to work hard in the second half of the year with us, to stand with us, to serve our community. So I want to first celebrate the fact that we've had an incredible month of June so far, but the month isn't over. And you've all done that. I want you to take inventory of your personal business. We have numbers, Joe and I, that are presented to us from Legal Shield. We call them budgeted numbers. They're goals, really, for recruits for the state of Massachusetts, revenue projections, new business as far as signing up new members. I'm not going to come on to this Zoom tonight or any night in the future and talk about those numbers. Those numbers are not your concern. Your concern is your Legal Shield business. And if we can help you build your Legal Shield business, all of those numbers that we're looking at are going to be well taken care of. And right now in the state of Massachusetts, we blow through all expectations in those numbers. We are well over 100% in all categories. And that's because you are building your business. So again, we don't have to worry about what those numbers are for the state. I don't want to ever train or inform you to focus on how building this business affects your upline leaders or the company. You're part of a billion-dollar company. Your upline leaders have made millions of dollars and will continue to do that. We have to focus on building your business, empowering you to empower other people, allowing you to be an agent of change in the lives of other people. And so we're going to be focusing on your business. So I'm asking you here at the end of the month of June to take inventory in your business. Now that might be your personal production. Do you have any new members this month? If not, let's get you onto the Mad Streak, making a difference, so that you personally can join the list of folks that are making a difference. And it's fun. You get to be in a drawing every month or so for cool stuff. Joe and I were just talking about a friend of mine that won a trip for 2, round trip, all expenses paid, to leaders at all levels in Salt Lake City. How did he win that trip? He was in Mad Streak, right, Joe?
Absolutely. I just wanted to add to that. We actually have Denise Stewart on the line here today. She won a book, 6 inches from, it's the recent book that just came out, From Success. She just won last month and it just showed up. So, you know, it's a book, it's a trip. It's just such an amazing reward for just one sale a month.
I love that. And so some of you, that's your goal. We have to get you in a position where you can go to bed when you go to bed on June 30th and you say, you know what, I made a difference in someone's life this month. Some of you, you've already done that. And you're a few dollars or a few points away from Performance Club qualifying for the month. We want to help you to finish what you started and get Performance Club qualified. Some of you would like to double your Performance Club bonus. And so you're going for Performance Club Pro qualification. We want you to raise your hand and say, I need a hand. Maybe I just need somebody to pat me on the shoulder, give me a pep talk, tell me I can do it. We're here for you for that too. Some of you are going for Senior Director, Executive Director, and Platinum Executive Director this month, and you're taking an even deeper inventory within your own organizations. Some of you are on the edge of earning your $50,000 ring and showing the world what's possible with a Legal Shield business. And we want to help you push a little harder and get there a little sooner. So let us know what you need, but most importantly, know what you need. Take inventory of your own business and find out what you need. And if any of the things I just said, for example, Mad Street, Performance Club Pro, if those are terms that you're not familiar with, I encourage you to reach out to your sponsor, your executive director, and us. And wherever you feel most comfortable reaching out is absolutely fine with us. We are here to be a part of the network of support that you experience at Legal Shield, which includes your leaders in your own team, 700 employees in our home office in Ada, Oklahoma, and us right here in the Baystate as well. So we want you to know where you are for the month, right, Joe? Next thing is, we always want to talk about the license here in Massachusetts, and I think this is what you had for a slide. Is that correct? No? Okay. No slide about that. Just kidding, everybody, about the slide.
I will in fact have a slide, and it will be posted onto our Facebook page. It just didn't make it to production tonight.
Got it. So we have a licensing process here in Massachusetts to market the Legal Shield legal plan to Massachusetts residents. I just had the same conversation with my wife that I'm going to have with all of you. I'm going to be brief, and she wanted to be clear on how this works. Not because she didn't know, because she was so surprised at how unclear so many people are. No, I'm not surprised. I talk to people every day. As a matter of fact, somebody called me from across the country tonight that was unclear about how this works. So I want to clarify it for you. If you live in Massachusetts, you can market a Legal Shield legal plan to people in any state in the United States, all 50 states, but some of those states require a license, including Massachusetts. So you may be required to get a license to sign up a new member depending on their state of residence. For example, and I want you to follow along with me on this, all of us here in Massachusetts, we could sign somebody up for a membership that lives in Texas with no license requirement because they live in Texas and there's no license in Texas. But if they live in Massachusetts, where we live, then we would need the Massachusetts license to sell them a legal plan because it's based on their state of residence. I know this is boring, and I'm sorry that I'm doing it slowly, but I want to be clear. Because a lot of people think it depends on what state the associate lives in. It really only matters what state the customer lives in. Now, most states don't require any kind of license for the legal plan, but some do, and ours here does. So if you want to market memberships to people that live in Massachusetts, we want to help you get licensed. It's not complicated. It's not scary. I had never done any kind of business before this. I'd never passed any exams before this. I barely got out of high school. I didn't go to college. I'm intimidated by authority figures. Not anymore. Back then, I was intimidated by the process and the system. I'd never done anything like this, and I still passed a multiple choice 100 question test, mostly by guessing, and I passed it on the first try. You can too. Yes. But I want to be clear that there's a difference between selling legal plans and building a Legal Shield business. You can build a Legal Shield business in state and out of state, and I encourage you to market and recruit in all 50 US states and coast to coast in Canada, at least. and don't worry about the license. For example, let's say you sat down and had a cup of coffee with me today, and you wanted to show me the Legal Shield membership and opportunity. I saw the video, or I saw your presentation, and I said, Joe, I'm in. Sign me up. And Joe, let's just say you don't have the license. You would be saying to yourself maybe, oh man, I can't sell this guy a legal plan, but you can still recruit me onto your team. You can still sell me an ID Shield plan and earn the commissions for that, and no license is required for any of that. I can still build an international business like I did, like I've done, with associates in all 50 states, across Canada, ring earners in multiple states, executive directors in multiple states, millionaire club members in multiple states. And listen to this, Joe, you'd be overriding all of that business, earning hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars over time. And all you had to do was have a cup of coffee with me and then let me go on a tear and start building my business around the globe. Pretty good deal. And yet I've seen people say, well, I can't recruit that guy because he lives in Massachusetts. It's very confusing until it's not. And so all I want to say tonight is you can get a license. It's not complicated, and we will help you. And if you don't want to get a license, you don't gotta. It's not complicated, and we can still help you. So that's up to you. Here's what you can't do, and I want you to all promise me. I'm not going to unmute the lines. I just want you to promise me. I'll be able to feel it through the screen. Just promise me this. Do not put anything between you and helping people. Don't put the license between you and helping people. Don't put a book or a video or a seminar or a conference between you and helping people. Don't put your insecurities between you and helping people. Let me, let Joe, let your leaders help you through anything you're not sure about. But if at any point you're hesitating, waiting, or creating an environment where you're putting something off for what seems like a really good reason for a day in the future, you're off track. We must move forward because equal access to justice can't wait another day. This opportunity that we share with people while everybody is unemployed, while people don't know what they're going to do next, when they're at crossroads of their lives, while they're suffering in silence, while they're going to bed wondering what they're going to do, we can't wait another day for that. We have to tell this Legal Shield story today and every day. So if you need more information about licensing, again, we're recording these. We talked in depth last week. You can watch that one back, and we'll continue to talk in depth. We're going to put all this in the Facebook group. Next thing I want to talk about, Fast Start to Success classes. Joe, can you jump back in and talk about Fast Start to Success and where they can find that information?
Absolutely. So our Fast Start trainings are the free training that we provide to every associate when they get started. It's also available to anybody at any time, especially in our virtual Zoom world. It is a 3-hour course. It has a lot of very important features. One, for the new associate, it is the training that allows you to activate an additional $200 bonus for your first 20 days, and then another $200 extra bonus for your 45-day goals. And what it does is it also gives you a wonderful overview of our services, as well as our opportunities, so that you every day just become better, not with more knowledge and better able to serve the people around you and help them out. The way you find this is in the Legal Shield calendar. So that's legalshieldcalendar.com. I'll throw up a little slide at the end that has all of this, and that will also be updated and put into the Facebook page. What you do is just put Fast Start into the search, and we have a lot happening all over the country. I tend to go to the New York page because I do have some business out there and colleagues. They do such a wonderful job. But the truth is that if you went to any Legal Shield Fast Start training, you're going to get wonderful leadership. We just updated our slides. So it's even more, it's chock full of information, but you just walk away with so much more. And again, I can't stress this enough. I've already been to several. you go once to get to activate those bonuses, but you go the second and third and fourth time, because that's the place where we also rejuvenate our own belief in our services. It helps us keep up to date with some of those changes or things we thought were changes, but maybe we just didn't understand before. And it's just a great way to stay right on top of the message. Thank you, Jim.
Absolutely. Thank you. And so we'll be getting you more information about that. I also want to remind everybody about our Leaders at All Levels event in Charlotte, North Carolina. I think that when you're brand new and you've never been to an event like Leaders at All Levels, which is going to be in Charlotte, it's really easy to misunderstand the potential. I talk a lot about this. I devoted a chapter to this in my book because I've had so many people tell me over the years, well, I don't need any of that rah-rah stuff, or, you know, whatever their excuse is to not be at the convention. Maybe you said that to someone. Maybe you've heard someone say that to you. Our conventions are transformative events. First of all, we all need to refill our batteries. If we're going to be leaders, then people are going to come to us to be led. And being led, the way that people need to be led is going to require us to put out some energy and effort. And the way we refill our battery after we refill someone else's is at big events like this, where we can be in community with other entrepreneurs that are running in the same direction we're running in. The number of friends that I have in this business after 16 years that I met at our conventions, it's just, I mean, that's where I met them all. That's how I know them all. I know them from running into them in an elevator, being introduced by another friend to their new friend. I mean, these are relationships. These are business relationships and powerful friendships that I have. The reason I have a Rolodex of millionaires in Legal Shield, the reason I have in my phone dozens of people that earn a multiple six-figure income that I can text or call and they will take that call, is because of the conventions. Not because of what I've done, because I met most of them on my way up, which I'm still on, by the way. I'm still on my way up. But I met most of them when they were pouring into people like me that were showing up. And what the leaders are looking for is the people that show up. When I'm looking at my team, and of course we haven't been traveling a lot right now, but Joe knows I travel extensively normally. I'm often in different cities, meeting up with small groups of my team wherever they are, going to Super Saturdays together, speaking at events. And you know, there's some people that wherever I turn around, whatever city I'm in, they're there. And that was me before. Like, that's why Mark Riches, my Platinum World Council member and mentor, spent so much energy on me, took my calls so readily, because every time he put on an event somewhere, I was there. It wasn't easy, and I usually couldn't afford it in those early days, but I did it anyway. And because I was showing that I was serious, he was matching that, and he was being serious with me. And he used to introduce me as a future millionaire in Legal Shield. Back when I was making $400 a week delivering furniture, it was weird. It was uncomfortable, actually. But I learned later the reason he believed that I was a future millionaire in Legal Shield was because I kept showing up, even before I'd figured it out. So I want to make sure you understand that it's not about getting you excited. Although you'll get excited, it's not about you leaving inspired. You will leave inspired. It's about the transformative nature of being together in one place where we can all learn together from the top producers that this company has produced over 5 decades to become $1 billion powerhouse. And they're all on one stage over several days. Now, I'm telling you all of this like this. I'm not just saying, hey, here's the dates, here's the button to register. I'm telling you this story because this is promotion of a live event. I want you to feel how serious I am about this event. I'm going to be there. But I also want you to turn around as leaders, and I want you to share like this with your teams. Even if you haven't recruited anybody yet, the event is in October. You can have people from your team with you in Charlotte, having that transformative experience, being inspired to go out and build their business to a grander position, finishing their year stronger than they would have otherwise. That can be happening in your organization. And those people there in Charlotte with you, you haven't even recruited them yet. You haven't exposed them or followed up with them yet, but you have to believe that. And you have to promote it like this. Now, the first step to getting your team to be at an event is for you to be registered. The speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. Because Legal Shield really only attracts people with integrity. We have a lot of filters in place. You probably heard me say that. There's a lot of kind of invisible filters to keep out the, now every once in a while, someone slips in, but for the most part, we're like 99% integrity. So with that comes the fact that you're not going to promote an event the way I just promoted it to you if you're not going to be there. Even if you have no integrity, you just don't want your team member to ask you if you're going to be there. So you're going to avoid that conversation at all costs. And you know what happens? Everything we do duplicates, the good and the bad. If you go, it will duplicate. If you don't go, that will duplicate. And if you want to have a business that builds beyond you, that allows you to have an incredible lifestyle, then you have to do the things that make that work. And the things that make that work are registering for the event, arranging your travel, and then shouting that from the rooftops, calling your leaders after you register, calling your executive director and your platinum executive director and saying, I'm registered. I'm going to be there. You want me to be on the call so I can talk about it? I'll talk about it to the rest of the team. Because what happens is you start saying, we got to be there because you're going to be there. And that we got to be there, energy and enthusiasm, get your team there. My team doesn't wonder if I'm going to be at the event. They know that I'm going to be at the event. They had to cancel the event for me to not be at the event. That was the only way they figured it out, right? Because if they're going to have it, they're not going to have it without me. And there's been a lot of reasons that I could have, including in the beginning, saying I couldn't afford it because it was true. But I knew that I needed to change my life. And I couldn't afford it, wasn't going to change if I used that as the reason to not go. So I'm not insensitive to the folks that you're going to share this with that can't afford to go, but they can still go because I've met a lot of people that couldn't afford to go and were there anyway. I've met people that slept 6 and 8 in a hotel room. I met people who slept in cars. I met people that did extraordinary things for their business. And write this in your notes. How you do anything is how you do everything. If you'll do the uncomfortable things like this when it's uncomfortable, then you'll do the bigger things later. If you'll pick up the $200 and $300 bonuses, then you'll be one of the people picking up a $100,000 bonus. If you say things are inconsequential or not important, if you have this distorted thinking that you can pick and choose and make shortcuts, then your business will show that rapidly and painfully. If you duplicate what the successful people have done that have come before you, follow the system, not try to shortcut or reinvent it, but just be true to it, that will duplicate in your business as well. And you will have leaders emerge that will run harder than you could ever run. And then the multiplying effect of having many of them running will explode your business. And you are, ladies and gentlemen, one recruit away from an explosion in your business. Who are you going to expose? Who are you going to follow up with? Who are you going to talk to next? Because that person is waiting for you. So that's Charlotte. And then also I want to remind everybody that on July 11th, we're going to have a nationwide Super Saturday. I like to think of this as a mini Zoom convention. We're going to have all of the top producers by Zoom so that you can plug into them wherever you are. Everybody in your team can plug into them wherever they are. It's going to be exciting and fun because we're all going to be doing the same thing at the same time. We're all going to be home. So there's not going to be any excuses. So everybody in your team that you've already recruited can be a part of this. Everybody you haven't recruited yet can be a part of this. It's going to be really cool. And we're all going to get together virtually on July 11th. So block that time out so you can be somewhere where you can listen actively, not passively, take great notes, and make sure that you promote this event to your team. And listen, I'm recruiting into this. I'm recruiting right now the person that's going to recruit someone that's coming to this. You see what I see the difference? I'm not just recruiting the people that are going to attend this virtual Super Saturday with me. I'm recruiting today the people that are going to bring their team to this with me. That second level of thinking, that 3D chess thinking that people talk about, that will help you explode your business to a higher level. And I learned that from Frank Acoin, who's made millions of dollars doing this and makes it look pretty easy, quite frankly. Honestly, Joe, that's it. I just love getting together. I know we just started doing this. This is what our state needs. This will be our secret sauce. that
Absolutely.
we'll do that other people are not doing. And it's not because of the license, it's because of the community. Because you know what? 6 months of the year, we're going to have ice storms and snow and all kinds of other reasons that we might not get under one roof together. And it's a big state, right? I mean, from Provincetown to North Adams, Massachusetts, that's a lot of area to cover. And we're
Absolutely.
probably not all going to get under one roof just for that reason too, but we can all come together and this will continue to grow live. And for those that have to catch the replay, we love you too, just as much, even though we can't see your smiling faces while we're talking. Joe, I'm going to let you close it up.
Thank you so much. Interpreters, we are just wrapping this up right now. We'll be done by the 50. I just want to thank you, Jim, for the fact that we're doing this every week. We are so happy to welcome those who are online as well as those who are going to be watching us in the replay. It's going to continue to grow from week to week. I know that we are planning to continue the conversations around not just using the resources available to us, but also how to get to that manager level. That's really the core of what's going on. I did post, it showed everybody the flyer I do have. I do have Will webinars happening every Thursday for those who speak spoken English, and I have them on Wednesdays at noon for those who are deaf in sign language. That is our value. When you get somebody to get their will done, they cannot deny what they have in their hands. Again, Jim is absolutely true. We are here for you. I'm looking at a screen full of millionaires and leaders ahead of me. And I just want to thank you for taking a little time out, and thank you to the interpreters who are doing their job to bring our team closer. Have a wonderful night. See you all.